Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to a new Broken Karaoke. So, yeah, there's a new one of these that just came out this weekend, and I'm interested to see what it's about. Apparently, it's villains focused, and it's to the Zombies 3 song, I'm Finally Me. So, this should be interesting. I've never seen any of the Zombies movies, but I think one of these other ones was for that. It wasn't. Was it the anxious one? Might have been the anxious one. But either way, I'm interested to see which villains they include in there. Um, and these are usually pretty fun, so it's going to be interesting to see. Uh, yeah, I guess we'll find out. So there's not really much else to say, but this will be redirected to 100 free just because of possible copyright issues, especially considering it's music. So, as with any reaction of mine, link is in the description below. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, and let's get on with it. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and I guess will contain spoilers to this video. That being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. It's interesting to me that the main focused character that they kind of center this on is Darcy. When Darcy is one of the most underutilized villains I think I've seen in recent years. Without question, she's popular, and the screen time she did get was great, but she was so underutilized in the final season. There was so much focus on Andreas, and I understand why there should have been, but there should have been a lot more focus on her too. It just feels like that she kind of got shafted in the end, and it's really disappointing because she never really got to feel like as good of a villain as she could have been. And I understand that it's more about the core itself, and the core had been built up and everything, but still I feel like there should have been a lot more for Darcy. You know what I'm saying? And again, Andreas being included in this, even despite the fact that they acknowledge that he was redeemed, and the fact that he says we're villains at the end, makes no sense. It's I feel like reformed villains kind of shouldn't count, which almost makes you kind of question if Ludo counts as well. He's in this from Star Versus. I don't think he was exactly redeemed, but he kind of just didn't he just kind of stop being a villain? He just kind of started doing his own thing and just stopped being a full-time villain. And then there were other villains in this that were kind of underutilized, like Toffee, another villain from Star Versus who was extremely underutilized. Honestly, Toffee should have been the final villain instead of what they did with Mina, which was fucking stupid. I still stand by that. And having Queen Moon end up being one of the final villains as well. And I'm not going to get into the entire Star being the final villain of the series here. Bill from Gravity Falls was just kind of there in a couple shots. He didn't have really anything to say or do. Jinx was there in a couple shots from Ghost of Molly McGee. And again, it's really weird to count her as a villain. She's more just a troublemaker. She's not really a full villain. You have Lord Dominator and I can't remember the other dude's name, But you have them from Wander Over Yonder. Um, and that's fun. I mean, sure. um, Obviously, you have Doofenshmirtz in a notable role. Shigo shows up multiple times. Glomgold is in there. You have a lot of villains that I don't even recognize. Like I went through them like all like the group shots and stuff at the end there, and it's like there's a lot of villains there I just did not for the life of me recognize. Like there's this big group shot at like a minute and a half into the video that shows like four quadrants pop up, each with four villains in them. And there's just a bunch of them. And it seems like it's a mix of like minor random villains. Like there's that pirate guy from DuckTales, the pirate dog guy. I can't remember his name. But he's in there. But then you have like major villains like Darcy, and I guess you could count Doofenshmirtz as a major villain. You have like characters who are like antagonists, but are they really villains per se? Like Odalia from Owl House. It's like she's a bitch and she's an antagonist, but I don't know if I'd really count her as a villain. Also, including any Owl House characters in here, they have at least three. They have Odalia, they have Tibbles, and they have Bellos in this video. And it's like Disney pumping out shit for Owl House after canceling the show and shortening the third season to only 3 fucking episodes feels so actively wrong to me. I'm sorry, it really does. Trying to pump out content related to a show that they actively shut down and fucked over just feels scummy. You know what I mean? Even if they didn't have like major roles or any like actual speaking parts in the video, still. There's other characters in this shot that I don't recognize. There's some that I feel like I may recognize but can't place. Like there's this like lizard dude in the group shot, and this one like smiling cat guy. Like it feels like I should. There's also like this Big City Greens character they draw attention to, and it's like I haven't met him as of where I got in Big City Greens yet. And I do plan on coming back to that series, by the way. So there's, I guess, a little spoiler there. Yeah, it's just a really interesting set of just kind of randomly like brought in villains that seemingly have nothing to really do with each other. They're just villains, just randomly brought together. Oh, here's one. Oh yeah, Killbot 86. I was looking at this list that Darcy has. Killbot 86 was one of the ones I didn't recognize. I have no idea where this thing is from. It's like this sleek black robot with a single like red eye, and it looks like it has like a rocket on its back or something. There's other names on this list that I don't recognize either, like Destructress, Fist Puncher. I know Negaduck. And what's that one at the top? It's like it's kind of cut off. It's like Tozenwrath or something like that. There's a group shot at the beginning, and there's like this guy, like this person in like a fur cape and a skull head. I wonder if that's who that was talking about. But yeah, Darcy's list also mentions Shigo, Bill Cipher, Toffee. It's like I recognize them at least. Negaduck, as I mentioned. It's just a weird assortment of like characters I recognize and a lot that I don't. And again, certain inclusions feel really freaking weird. The song was okay. It's not by any means the best broken karaoke song that they've had. Yeah, it's just I don't. There's a lot that I just didn't really understand. The description here doesn't look like it really tells you too much. Let me see. There's the lyrics if you wanted to know that. Features Darcy and King Andreas from Amphibia. Again, Andreas shouldn't be included. Glongold from DuckTales, Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb, and Lord Hater and Killbot 86 from Wander. Okay, so Killbot 86 is from Wander Over Yonder. I probably didn't get that far then because I don't recognize it at all. And I never, if you remember, I did try to react to that series, but never got that far because I just lost interest. I do know who Lord Dominator is, though, because I've seen, like, since then, I've seen her, like, scenes and everything on YouTube videos, but yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say who any of the others are in here, though. It just, like, tells you the basic idea of, like, what it is. So it's like there's a lot in here that I'm just not going to recognize. Thing is, with Darcy's line at the beginning here, it's like seems like surprised to see Killbot 86 says it's been forever. It's like, yeah, it's been a while since Wander Over Yonder aired, but that almost made it seem like Killbot 86 was maybe like an older villain, like someone from like a more classic series. It's like you say it's been forever for Killbot 86, but not for someone like Shigo. It's been a lot longer for Shigo. Kim Possible is a lot older than Wander Over Yonder. Wander Over Yonder was what, 2015, 2016, something like that? I think so. I have no clue. But like Kim Possible, God, that was the 2000s. I think that was over like in the late 2000s, I think. So it's been a lot longer. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the inclusions were just random villain inclusions just to make a bunch of references. Most of them didn't need to be there. Most of them literally didn't do anything in the video besides like be shown. I feel like these work better when all the characters have a part to sing and a notable reason to be there. Sorry if you heard that. I might have to cut that out. I was trying to go to like get some examples, and the automatic video played. Well, actually, yeah, no, I might have to cut this out because this is still going on the channel on YouTube. But that's fine. If it is cut out, you won't even notice. So yeah, there was the Ways We Feel Anxious one, which was also a Descendants 2 parody, by the way. I was wrong about that before. I said it might have been Zombies as well. No, it was Descendants 2. Ways We Feel Anxious was like, God, where did it go? Shoot, I lost it. Crap. Ways to Be Wicked. There was also the Bread one from Molly McGee, which was that one was a Zombies one. Exceptional Zed. There was the Sidekicks one. Yeah, I Just Want to Eat Bread was what it was called. What was the other one? There was another one. Call Me Mabel. There was that one. I think those are the only ones I've seen. But it's like you have all of those which seem to be a lot more focused. Like even the Sidekicks one, which featured a lot of different characters, all these sidekick characters, seemed more focused than this one in terms of who was in it. The best one I still stand by in terms of the ones I've seen is the Ways We Feel Anxious one with Libby from Ghost and Molly McGee, Candace from Phineas and Ferb, Gloria from Big City Greens, and Marcy rather than Darcy from Amphibia. I think that one was the best one because it felt the most focused. All four of them got a chance to shine in the song. It didn't feel like it was just overcrowded for the sake of being overcrowded and for the sake of making references. All the characters felt like they belonged there. Here, it's just generic villain references. Let's just throw everybody in without any care put into it. And because of that, it feels it's just not that great. In fact, I think it's one of the weaker, if not the weakest, Broken Karaoke I've seen. I'm not gonna just like praise it just because Darcy, even though she had about as much screen time in this as the actual series. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty bad. She really needed more screen time in the actual series. But yeah, Ways We Feel Anxious is still the best one by far. Like, I still go back and watch that and listen to the song every now and again. It's really good. But, I mean, it was worth checking out. So, yeah. Either way, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this Broken Karaoke? And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.